Hello, everybody. Today I'm talking about Rahu Ketu in 2025. As you know, Rahu Ketu are disruptive energies. They bring transformation, change. It doesn't have to be negative, but we have to watch them. They create eclipses, they create conjunctions. Now, this year, Rahu conjoins with Saturn and Ketu conjoins with Mars. And also Rahu Ketu change signs. They are going to move from Pisces, Virgo to Aquarius, Leo. So lots to explore. Hello, I'm Komilla Sutton, and we are talking Rahu Ketu in 2025. Do remember to subscribe, press the bell notification. Also, a reminder that my conference is taking place on VIMSHOTTARI DASHA, 10th to 13th of January. There are 28 respected speakers, and this is a conference, I call it Fresh Talents of Vedic Astrology. A lot of new students who will lecture for the first time, plus great masters. Check it out on komilla.com, and the topic this year is VIMSHOTTARI DASHA. So what about Rahu Ketu in 2025? The main thing, of course, we have heard a lot about it, is that Rahu is going to conjoin with Saturn towards the end of its transit. As you're aware that Rahu Ketu move backwards. So Rahu came in and Pisces at 30 degrees, and it's now moving towards 0 degrees of Pisces. So Rahu and Ketu will be in Pisces, Virgo till 18th of May, when they will change to Aquarius, Leo axis. And generally, Rahu transits are much easier to deal with, except the time that he is on the exact conjunction. Ketu transits are more complicated. So therefore, Leo would be facing more difficult energy. Virgo and then Leo. Those who are in Virgo, Moon, Virgo ascendant have been dealing with Ketu transits already, and this is the last part of it. And so Rahu Ketu will change signs on 18th of May, when Rahu goes into Aquarius and Ketu goes into Leo. Now, Rahu in Aquarius is in its own sign. So that is generally a good transit. However, Aquarius is Vayu, air element, Rahu is air element. So there can be a lot of disruption if you allow it to be, but you will see even in the world, new issues will come up, new eclipses take place, because the moment Rahu Ketu change signs, it means new eclipses are happening. So a lot to unpack in 2025. But first, as we start the year, Rahu is in Pisces, Ketu is in Virgo, and we come up onto the big Rahu conjunction with Saturn on 14th of April. And then Rahu, Saturn remain together till 18th of May. So although this is a major conjunction of Rahu, Saturn, happens once every 11 years, there is positives in it as well. Rahu, Saturn only stay together for about 2 months, less than 2 months actually. Sometimes these conjunctions carry on and on and on, and then that is challenging. But we still need to watch out for the Rahu Saturn on 14th of April. Just before that, from 29th of March, Saturn comes into Pisces. Therefore, it's on a collision course with Rahu. And then Mercury is there, Venus is there. It's a lot of drama around that time, and we must be very patient and cautious. My two key words, you can say. At the start of Saturn-Rahu conjunction on 29th of March, there are 6 planets in Pisces and a solar eclipse in Pisces, new moon eclipse. So it is very dramatic. 6 planets mean that's a lot of heaviness, a lot of weight into Pisces, and the eclipse is 15 degrees of Pisces. So 15 degrees Pisces means that if you have sun, moon, ascendant placed around that degree, then this is a year of transformation and change. Although Rahu is at almost 1 degree at that time, so this is not a full eclipse, it's a partial eclipse. But I have found that even partial eclipses are difficult and challenging. And then after that, 6 planets in Pisces and Rahu-Saturn conjunction, and then it continues together. Venus is there. Venus will conjoin with Saturn, then with Rahu. And Rahu moves out of Pisces, goes into Aquarius, and Ketu moves into Leo. Now, as I said before, Aquarius is Rahu's own sign, Ketu in Leo. Leo can be very fiery. It's a fire sign. Ketu is also fiery. So you can expect some anger, frustration, irritability. Be very careful, Ketu in Leo, that you're not getting into unnecessary arguments, unnecessary discussions. And of course, if you have planets in Aquarius, Leo, but especially if you have ascendant moon in Aquarius or Leo, that means the eclipses are going to affect you. Rahu Ketu is going to transit, and therefore it is promising big change and transformation. The other important conjunction of 2025 is Ketu-Mars conjunction. Now, Mars goes into Leo on 6th of June, and it will be quite far from Ketu to start with, but 22nd of July, there's the Mars-Ketu conjunction. Mars-Ketu is always difficult conjunction. Last time Mars-Ketu conjunction took place, that was the time when the Israeli situation and Hamas went, all the sadness that has accompanied that. And so I always watch these. Now, we don't know which part of the world a configuration can happen. There can be anger. But for ourselves, Mars-Ketu, maybe a couple of days before the Mars-Ketu conjunction on 22nd of July, 2025, you take care. I always advise that during these big conjunctions, you don't go into huge crowds. Don't plan events where there's big crowd or travel if you can avoid it. Sometimes we can't avoid it. So the Saturn Rahu, which is 14th of April, and Mars Ketu, which is 22nd of July, they are both red flag days. You should be cautious about it. Suppose you get into a confrontation with Mars Ketu, you know that Mars Ketu is there, you want to avoid it. Don't, be overly aggressive because, Leo, he's a king and Ketu is fiery. So they both today, fire energy can create problems. Then finally, the eclipses. Every year you have 2 solar eclipses, 2 lunar eclipses. This year, both the solar eclipses are partial eclipses because in the first solar eclipse, which is on 29th of March, it is in Pisces, and the eclipse degree between Rahu and Sun is quite far away. Now, those degrees are important, and that is why the angle is not to create a full eclipse. However, the 29th of March eclipse has got all the planets, 6 planets together. That means so many ascendants will be involved in this, and so many people. You can take it from Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Capricorn, Aquarius, Jupiter, Sagittarius, Pisces, not directly involved, but the Parivartana Yoga with Venus also gets involved. And I would say the only sign that is out of it is Mars, because Mars is in Cancer at that time. But still, we just need to watch that eclipse. Even though it's partial, it is disruptive. As I said, avoid crowds, avoid traveling, avoid doing important things, and be very patient around that time. Second solar eclipse also is partial, and it is still in Virgo. Although Rahu, Ketu have moved into Leo, Aquarius, they are no longer in Virgo, Pisces, and therefore this is also a partial eclipse. So this eclipse is on 21st of September. As you know, that is an equinox day. Always eclipses that take place on equinox or solstices, they are always complicated by themselves. And nearer the time, I'll give a more detailed analysis of the eclipses. But this is also a partial eclipse. Remember, the sun moon will be in Virgo, but Rahu will have moved on to Aquarius. So therefore, this is a partial eclipse. The distance between Rahu and sun creates the eclipse. And then the lunar eclipses. The lunar eclipses are in Leo and Aquarius. Lunar eclipse, the first lunar eclipse, which is on 13th of March, it is in Leo. It's a full moon in Leo, and it's eclipsed. Rahu and Ketu are still, Ketu, it's a Ketu eclipse, but Ketu is still in Virgo. But quite close to the eclipse degrees. So this is a full lunar eclipse on 13th of March. And the second eclipse is in Aquarius on 7th of September. And that is a Rahu eclipse. And always a Rahu eclipse is easier, but all these eclipses are emotionally challenging, and we all feel very restless, unsettled, and therefore we have to calm ourselves down and deal with things. Usually events don't happen around the eclipses, but eclipses are omens for changes to take place. So all of us need to be prepared for that. So with Rahu Ketu next year, as I said, that the main aspect is the Rahu-Saturn conjunction, which happens after 11 years. We do need to watch for that, which is 14th of April. But the good thing is that Rahu and Saturn don't remain together. They will separate by 18th of May. It's a short duration they are together. And then the Mars-Ketu conjunction, Mars stays in one sign for 1.5 months. But the exact conjunction day, 22nd, 21st, you can say 22nd of July, dates to be watched out for. And to avoid being in big crowds, avoid taking action, keeping yourself calm during that time, that would be the best. So that is it for today. All the best. Now, the next video I'm going to make is about how these transits impact you. So wait for that. Thank you very much. All the best.